It's a new era in WWE, and quite honestly, this is the most excited I've been about the WWE product in so long. Today, we got some massive news. WWE is trying to bring back Sasha Banks and why it actually might work. Also, a WWE superstar is about to get a massive push thanks to Triple H. Guys, first we got to talk about Triple H and his meeting. All the timestamps are in the description. For those who may have missed it, Triple H held a meeting with his talent in WWE. And basically, the one thing that's really important to get out of this meeting is that Triple H has promised more transparency as he wants to open lines of communication between himself and talent. This was first reported by Fightful Select. And honestly, this is exactly what we want to hear. Triple H is a leader. And when you are a leader, you take ownership right away. You got to right the wrongs. And unfortunately, a lot of people have some crazy expectations right off the rip as to what's going to happen. Change does not happen overnight, especially when change is literally happening right before a major pay-per-view. So as you guys know, it should be expected. A lot of these changes will take some time to actually kick into place. But the good news is Triple H is going to be in a situation where I think we're going to see a lot of minor changes and a lot of noticeable changes relatively quickly. Now, a lot of talent seem to be really happy about this news. Obviously, people did enjoy working with Vince McMahon, but I think a lot of people are looking at this as a breath of fresh air. And for Triple H, Stephanie, and Nick Khan, this is a chance to literally show the world why WWE is the #1 business. Yes, under Vince McMahon and Nick Khan, WWE made over $1 billion in profit. Regardless of what we think about creative, it was no secret that WWE was making a really good amount of money. But ultimately, it came at the cost of ignoring the internet wrestling community. And I think WWE's audiences are split between the two, the IWC and the casuals. And I know a lot of people have a hard time kind of differentiating the two or trying to define which one is which or whatever. But I think when I look at Twitter and social media and TikTok and stuff, it feels like a lot of people felt let down by WWE. And I personally felt let down by WWE. You brought in Cody Rhodes. That was absolutely awesome. You brought in some of these other people and it was absolutely awesome. But at the same time, as you do some awesome things, one or two awesome things on your show that's 3 hours long is just not simply good enough. So the idea is that Triple H is going to make some big changes. And what's actually really interesting is that it's going to start with Finn Balor. So if you guys didn't know, Slice Wrestling put out a report today that Finn Balor is set to receive a massive push under Triple H. Now, this will actually see the return of the Demon King character, and there are WWE Championship programs being planned. I want to read this report to you guys because this is absolutely incredible. I love this news, and I am so excited about it. So basically, the early plans call for the Demon King character to return at some point in the near future and be dominant once again. Triple H is a huge fan and supporter of the Demon King character and sees huge monetary and marketing value in the Demon King, which 1000% is accurate. Between the face paint and the wig and Halloween costumes and everything like that, the Demon King character is an IP that I think will make a lot of money for WWE, which always has me scratching my head that WWE never really pushed him to the top. Well, that's Vince McMahon's fault. At the current moment, Triple H is still getting through the planned SummerSlam matches and storylines that Vince McMahon left behind before he resigned. There also is the fact that Finn Balor is the head of Judgment Day, and Triple H is currently in the process of rewriting and redeveloping many WWE superstars and storylines, which may take some time. Triple H has to get through SummerSlam and Clash at the Castle before he can really start making changes to storylines. That was what a WWE source told Slice Wrestling. Now, Slice Wrestling has nailed some big stories in the past, which is why this is so intriguing to me. I think this is right on the money. It's right up the alley. It makes sense. It's logical. And I look at guys like Finn Balor, Ciampa, like these two guys have so much talent, and WWE had so much potential with them. But Vince McMahon just has his own way of doing things, and sometimes it's right, and sometimes it's wrong. And I feel like Vince McMahon truly dropped the ball when it came to Finn Balor. By the way, this is just an idea, but the Demon King character could actually very well work with the Judgment Day. Now, I don't know what Vince McMahon has planned, but within this group, I would suggest trying to make this work. I don't know how they go about it. I don't know what their plan is. I don't know if the idea is for Finn Balor to be a monster heel or a baby face. But I think deep down inside, I would love to see what Triple H can do with the Judgment Day with Finn Balor being the Demon King. To me, there is some intrigue about it, and I look forward to it. And honestly, This is the most excited I've been about WWE because I feel like Vince McMahon and everything that he's done in the last few months has really been a miss, aside from Ezekiel, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Everything else has been very meh. And that's the problem with WWE. Once it gets to that point, people start to tune out. It is the same reason why I find myself tuning out of AEW, because there is nothing that AEW is doing to hook me in. I felt like Eddie Kingston should have won. Some people agree, some people don't. But when AEW doesn't push Eddie Kingston to the top, I think it's weird. And, it's just, again, it kind of pulls me away from the product. So these companies need to do something to keep people intrigued and keep people coming back. Vince McMahon didn't do enough of that. Triple H knows how to do that. Now we got to wait and see him do it. Which brings us to our final topic of the day. Again, another beautiful report from Slice Wrestling. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are working on possibly bringing back Sasha Banks and Naomi, and they are going to look at trying to heal this relationship, which obviously makes sense. Right off the money, Sasha Banks, everybody knows her history with Triple H and NXT. I think Sasha Banks is a very, very big reason for why NXT blew the hell up in the first place. But Slice Wrestling basically came out with this report. WWE has still not finalized the technical releases of Sasha Banks and Naomi, and now that Vince McMahon is no longer in power, there is word that Sasha Banks and Naomi are trying to determine if they would like to return to this new WWE under Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. We can confirm both Triple H and Stephanie are both attempting to get Sasha and Naomi back to WWE and reconcile and heal the business relationships with both women. Sasha Banks is one of Triple H's favorite women's wrestlers in the world, and she was a pivotal star in the original NXT brand. Triple H views Sasha Banks as his female Shawn Michaels and wants to create the magic with her again, as he is now officially head of creative. Sources tell Slice Wrestling that early word out of WWE headquarters offices is that Stephanie and Triple H, Sasha and Naomi have had preliminary discussions on a return. Sasha and Naomi are going to watch and see how this new WWE is operated, and then will make their decision to return or not. It's no secret to me and to you, Vince McMahon dropped the ball with them. And I want to make this perfectly clear. Perfectly clear. What WWE does with Sasha Banks and Naomi, if they do return, what Vince McMahon did with, say, Sasha and Naomi turned people off. If Vince can turn people off and Triple H and Stephanie can get people back into the company and get people back to favoriting this company, if Triple H and Stephanie can do that and they can make that impact where guys like Ciampa and guys like Finn Balor are getting big pushes, I'm telling you, there is not one person in the wrestling world that I do not see joining WWE. It doesn't matter what position they hold in another company, Kenny, Young Bucks, whatever it may be. I think a lot of people are going to look at what Triple H is doing and make their decision off of that. I wish them the best of luck. Let's see what happens. Let me know what you guys think down below.